Irregular Nation, welcome back to Irregular Reviews. Alright, Irregular Nation, it's time to do an Irregular Review on Season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. Yeah. Woo! And it's back. It is back. But you know what else is back? Irregular Reviews. It has been a while since we've done one of these. Now, if you've been around, you know that we used to do them on the green screen. In the green screen, we'd had everything playing in the background. No sound, might I add, but we used to have a lot of trouble with those. And joining us for this reintroduction into Irregular Reviews is Hope Productions herself, and she's going to be joining us kind of like Wilson from Home Improvement, where you're going to hear her chime in. You'll hear her chime in, but you're not going to see her. Yeah. Hey, Kelsey, how are you?
Good, and probably most of your audience is too young to know what that means, but it was a good sitcom in the 90s.
But guess what? You're going to see all that. But that's not for this. We're all about Daredevil right now, aren't we? We are. Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Okay. So, you see my excitement. Look, it was a minute before we had Daredevil. We also didn't know what Disney Plus was going to do. Were they going to keep the tone from what they did on Netflix? Where was it going to pick off? All that stuff. We're not going to go back into all that backstory. But Season 1, to me, and also to Kelsey, it delivered. I mean, from episode 1, it did hit. Where you were like, wow, did they really just go there?
Punch gut.
Yeah, and there was actually a few gut punches. The first, I say, 3 episodes, especially with White Tiger, and then what actually happened to the actor himself who did pass on, rest in peace, of course, but we'll get to that. But when we lost Foggy in the first episode, and you could tell kind of by the tone of it that something was going on, right? You kind of felt it. You're like, what? Why is it ominous? What's going down? They're too happy. This is not a happy show. It's not a happy show. And it's funny? We were, I was gonna put it on, in the background a little bit, just to, get a little refresher, because we finished it last week. So whenever this video comes out, the timeline doesn't matter. But I was going through, the episode list. I'm like, yeah, let's start here. I'm like, oh, no, that one hurts. No, oh, no, I don't know which one to go with. Now, that's when you go, is this a show that you rewatch on a daily? For myself, no. But that doesn't mean you can't go back to it and enjoy it. It is a very good show. I think they brought it back to where it needed to be. Now, that being said, well, we're talking about the first episode because I can get into a lot of layers here. I thought that was a bold choice. How about you, Kels?
I don't like the choice.
You didn't like the choice.
No.
Just in case, I might repeat, just in case you don't hear. I get that. See, so
they wanted
when
a shocker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you definitely went with a shocker. Now I know that there was different takes, different scripts, whatever it may be. And you go to the comics. I don't deep dive into the comics. Now, yes, I'm a big nerd. We should know that now. You can go back on the channel and check it all out.
Scary place.
It's a scary place, yeah. It's a scary place. You'll see little Tik Tok things popping on here too. There's a lot on there. You look at an adaptation. It's an adaptation, right? I was shocked that they chose to take that character out just because the dynamic that they had, the actors themselves. There's a good dynamic between Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, and Matt Murdock, but the actors and actress that play that trio, that's how you started out. Then you had Bullseye. Thank God they also got all the actors and actresses back for this series, because sometimes when you try to,
No recasting.
Yeah, like sometimes when you recast, it doesn't work, and that almost happened with a certain character that we will mention right now, which was, Vanessa Fisk. She almost was recasted. I don't know the entire backstory to that, but if that actress did not come back, I feel the dynamic between that actress and Vincent D'Onofrio probably wouldn't have been the same. It just wouldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. That would have ruined the show, especially for the story itself. Too much of a main character.
They are interesting.
Huh? Oh yeah, they are interesting. We can get to that dynamic.
No, but they do really have
screen presence. There's screen presence throughout this. Yeah, they really do. I think that they do. And so do you. So to go, we'll go all over the place in this review. It doesn't matter. I know everybody has seen it. That's the whole point of it being an irregular review. Yeah, everybody does this shit. We know that, but they don't do it like this guy. No, they don't. With that energy, of course. Oof. Oh, what? I gotta dive it down? Oh, wow, I gotta dive it down.
He's patting himself on the back.
Patting myself, yeah, that'll probably be cut. That's okay. That'll be cut.
A big old head.
Yeah, it is a big head. So, we were talking about all that. I mean, we're talking about a show that doesn't bring on, happy moments. A lot of sadness. Once that happened, I remember looking over at Kelsey. I'm like, oh God, he's not going to save him. Now, I did also... Now, where I will say, I will give a score for the show, a 1 out of 10 at the end of this. What I did say to her, I'm like, wow, the CGI, a little too much CGI right now. When we're seeing him jump through the rooftops, and then with him fighting Bullseye and all that.
What do you...
No big deal. I just started going, oh no, I hope they don't do too much CGI in this show. I like more practical, but I understood why it was going on. But Gravity, the acting, all in all, to start it off, you felt it hurt, it hit. You could tell they were trying to tell a new story, of course. And I'm sure that really pissed off some fans. I'm sure there's some people that didn't like this series. I'm sure a lot of people were like, no, this is not the same. I can't believe that you took the character out. You're not following the comic. And now, at one point when I'm talking about adaptions and all that from comics. So yeah, we lose one of our main characters from the series. That was like a, ooh, wee. What happened? And then we see Daredevil throw Bullseye off the roof, and there, Daredevil doesn't kill, all this kind of stuff, and he might have also known that he also had that surgery at the end of the season, remember, where he had, the metal vibranium skeletal system put inside of him, this, that, the other, but he does toss him right off. And therein starts the show. I did say to Kelsey, I like the intro of the show. I thought it was a nice rebound. Because how are they going to top the intro from Netflix, the one that started off? That was a great intro. That was just good. The way they did, all the blood that would go over, and it would, bleed into Daredevil and all that stuff going over. That's so cool. But I like the way the Born Again logo looked with the city behind it. You're seeing the symbolism throughout where, Daredevil is broken. There is no more Daredevil, all that kind of stuff. And then you see in the intro everything being rebuilt through him, even Kingpin himself, so we kind of let's move into that, right? Let's move into the Kingpin character. So when you're looking at this show, Matt Murdock, which is, Charlie Cox, Vincent D'Onofrio, Wilson Fisk, these two actors are fantastic. Great acting between the two of them. Like that diner scene when they're going back and forth with each other when they haven't seen one another. You can see, damn, Vincent D'Onofrio with the facial acting at times in this show. Oh my God, you are uncomfortable at times when he is. You just see him checking out. He scares you, right? It's fantastic. You literally think you think Charlie Cox is blind. The way that he acts, he's really good with that. You feel his emotion. What were your thoughts, on the therapist? Did you like her? You didn't really. I didn't really care for her.
I knew.
You knew she was just like too. Well, he was being set up by his new partner, and what the heck was her name? Oh god, some of the characters were a little forgettable for me, like the side characters. I'm even trying to look at it right now. Who he worked with in the law firm, and I can't even see her. She's like lower on the totem pole. It might have been Kristen. I think her name was Kristen in the show. Anyway, you think she had a motive? You think that?
Well, because she was being played like this.
Well, yeah. Well, she was too She was. I think she was like feeling herself too much. You know, just like how I was kind of feeling myself before when I was talking. You know, like whoa, buddy, get up off that shit right there. But it was the same thing with her. She didn't like vigilantes, and therefore, you know, then you also like question like, Matt Murdock, who she wouldn't be alive, but then she patted herself on the back, saying it was her that saved herself. Wow, and then of course at the end of this season, she ends up becoming the full-on like therapist for the task force and like the entire police force. So you know she's gonna be paid off on purpose. Yeah, like you love the way that all that's going through. I did also like Michael Gandolfini, if I'm saying his name correctly. That was the young apprentice for Fisk, the one that was like a little too enamored with him. I mean. Some of this,
he's gonna end up in a bad place in season 2.
You think he's gonna end up in I don't know what I don't know if that like character is connected to some comic character in general. I don't know. But we're going off what we see in the show. He's definitely, I think he's just gonna get more evil as things go on.
He's gonna get evil and then he's
How did you feel about BB? Did you like that aspect? See, I enjoyed that aspect of, you know how like the show would start and they would have, like the news footage going, like it's like a documentary series, and then it goes into like the show itself. Did you enjoy that? Did you like that angle? Do you care for her character, or do we feel that her character?
Some episodes did.
Right. That's kind of where I was going. I'm like, do we need her character?
Her character's working. So
we see that it's being more grandiose, but
you kind of could feel that at the beginning.
Yeah, I'm just saying, do we need her? Do you feel like we need her?
I don't know. Because then in the end, you were like, oh, maybe she's got something going on. Throughout it, no.
Right?
Throughout it, they didn't explore it enough.
It was just kind of thrown in there as like
moments, and then you
maybe to lighten the show a little bit.
And you didn't know which side it was, and then in the end, you were like, wow, that's what she's doing. She's been playing it the whole time.
Yeah.
So maybe depending on where they go with that, but no. Throughout it, they didn't explore it enough.
Maybe that was a good thing.
I think that was the point.
Yeah, maybe that was a good thing.
That was the point.
Because
then she was saying, oh, this is what I've been doing the whole time. But throughout, I guess, you weren't seeing that. But I guess that was the point. Because it was
little
foreshadowing.
Little breadcrumbs.
Little foreshadowing.
For the next season. Punisher? How about Punisher? I love what we did with Punisher. Now, you didn't get a lot of Punisher, but man, when we got Punisher, oh my. Love the way it was used.
My stomach has not recovered.
I'm surprised, let me tell you. I wasn't sure if they were going to show the brutality of what Punisher does. And boy, I was afraid Disney wasn't going to do a lot. I mean, he went off. That was the acting in this series from each actor and actress was just fantastic. Like the scene between him and Daredevil, him and Matt Murdock when they're going back and forth before he even has the action sequences.
Oh, the early stuff.
Early stuff, like the first appearance of him. Ooh, man, that was intense. But that's because of the actors actually selling their characters. I mean, that's what it's always about. Which I saw him Yeah.
Significant.
Yeah, significant. Exactly.
So.
And I think he has a series coming. I'm pretty sure he does. And then, you know, like the way the season ended where he's captive, but he did that on purpose. He actually saved, he's calculated. Like, he actually saved, Matt Murdock there because he was injured. He couldn't do it. He knew everybody was going to go gun for him. He would be done. And then at the end, also, because, like, you know, we're going all over here. He was revealing himself to, like, the bar people, I was trying to assume, like, maybe making, like, a faction. Not who he actually is, but that, like, he's on their side, kind of deal. That's what I was gathering from that. And then he gets his new costume, of course. Ooh, and he gets the DD. Ooh, the DD.
I think they all know, because most of the people that were in there would have known.
They kind of left that open-ended.
Maybe what's the woman's name that owns the bar?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, her. Maybe she doesn't know that.
Yeah,
She might not know that.
That I'm not sure.
She gave him a clue of what was going on, and I thought he was still missing.
Yes. I do remember the scene where he's, like, drinking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it was about the whiskey while he was drinking.
Right.
So that led to, like, blow it open. So I don't know if she knows that he's Daredevil. But the rest of them that are in there, I think do.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll see. I was just bringing that up.
It's his other partner in...
Yeah, the cop.
Yeah.
And then his, that is, I don't even have that character's name. Whatever. He was kind of, he was forgettable. He's just like one of those he's like the conscious, like the Jiminy Cricket kind of guy, in a way.
Yeah, I know what it was.
Who? That guy? That's okay. It's not that big of a deal. His picture will pop up. But then we also had, like, the assassin, Buck. You know, that was Kingpin's, like, right-hand man. He was good. He was, you know, he had his little parts. He fit his role, I felt. I'm not trying to, like, hit on, like, go with every character that was in this series right now. But the overall, in general, thing that we got was really fantastic to me. Besides, like, the Punisher, there was also the White Tiger. And a lot of people, like, they did go for a lot of shock value, I must say, to start this. But there was a point to it. You know, we had the rogue cop force, you know, acting as Punisher, using his symbol as their symbol to bring on renegade justice, basically. Now, you know, with Fisk owning it, basically Kingpin is going to own the city. And you gotta love how they, you know, talked about Spider-Man, Punisher, and also Daredevil. So what does that lead up to? What broad universe are we leading up to with this show? We don't know. There just might be references. I know some people said something with the hand, because we also got that with Defenders that was introduced. Maybe they come back in the next season because he does need an army to take on what is about to happen. But White Tiger, ooh boy, that one hit. That was rough. But that was also, there was a few episodes too that were really good with the court scenes. I must say, the court scenes were good. I wasn't bored in them because each one had like a purpose to it, with character development and building on the story. So I felt that was done well, because sometimes you can watch some of these shows and they go into some of those realms and you kind of check out, you know? Did you check out during any of that?
No, because you didn't feel connected to that character that you just met.
Yeah.
And
and then they tied in the niece. They tied in the niece later.
Yeah, later on, but like
to fight
that's
that.
That's why when that murdered them, it was just like.
Oh yeah.
Because right away in those couple episodes, you already were connected to that.
You thought that, like, maybe he would help him later in the series or some shit. Yeah, no. And then unfortunately, the actor, and his name was, let me just look right at that, Camara de los Reyes, passed away. And he was on One Life to Live. There you go. Yes. Oh, it was cancer. We also, as I'm just checking on some of this, when I'm going into like thinking about the last few episodes. The last few episodes were good. I felt the season finale hit pretty well. Now, do you feel also, even though we're going white, we were just talking White Tiger a second, but with the season finale, there was a lot of fighting, but it was a different style, you know? It wasn't where they were closing out, you know, like fighting Kingpin or anything like that. You're building the big universe here. So do you think that pissed some people off?
They probably wanted like a good
like they wanted Daredevil to heal up, not be so vulnerable, you know, Punisher's...
People probably really wanted to see the, you know, Matt, Fisk.
Oh yeah, like face off again, but you can't have that face off yet. It's not time for that.
No, but it probably was they did all
the bad guy won. Oh, you know where I'm going. Oh my god, when he skull crushes.
Stop.
I mean, I was like, wow, are we really gonna see that happen? I mean, we're gonna see he's just like, and then I was just like, no, and then
I was looking away a lot in the last
I was surprised Kelsey made it through this. Kelsey doesn't usually do great with the violence.
No, so here.
Style, certain style. She likes John Wick though.
Yo.
The outcome.
Ripping open of the
wow.
Like,
he crushed his cranium.
He crushed it when they were doing the Punisher stuff. Like it was literally like ripping open.
Oh yeah, well that's.
Like, I was just like.
Woo! Ooh.
Like I don't need to see that.
I was.
They can alert to that. Like you can.
It's cut away.
Like there just needs to be less.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me.
They really gave the brutality.
Like, you love it.
Yeah.
You were like, this is great.
I was just like,
Me, I'm like,
I was like, oh, did he really just do that? They just showed that. I was like, ah! I look over and she's just like, huh? Huh?
I'm nauseous right now.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm not somebody that's gonna like pass out from seeing blood, but I'm just like,
No, I was shocked.
For a show, like I don't need to see that.
So now I'm trying to, I mean, even the one episode where we finally got where, you know, he discovers the tattoo, you know, like where Murdoch messes up the cops and he slams one guy's head down. I was like, that episode, I think that was the second episode maybe of the series. And I'm like, yep, I'm like, the action's there. All right. Because it did take him a hot second. Of course, we saw all the helmets. I love that he's gonna have the black suit with the DD in season 2. That's gonna be cool. I look forward to it. I'm just. Is there anything else? Next March. Hey, at least it's not taking that long.
That's a year.
It's okay. I mean, don't you feel that they should at least do 13 episodes? Yeah, I thought there was gonna be a break. There was no break.
Yeah. I mean, maybe just like coming back, they did that, like because it's been off for so long. So maybe they did that right away.
I guess, or just because people are impatient. People are impatient.
Like you know, like other ones where they've done like a front 9 and then they do a couple months later, then they'll release the rest of it. Yeah, you need to like people like wanting more, but not waiting a year.
Yeah, that's gonna.
When it's gonna be a year. It's gonna take us completely out of it.
Right, and then we have to like revisit again.
And then
You're like, ah.
That's what happened a year ago.
Sometimes I feel like they should be filming this shit back to back, especially TV series, streaming series. Why not? You're not.
Same thing.
I
so
mean,
like, if I'm watching a network TV show,
let's go. You're not doing a big budget movie here. Like, come on, let's get it going.
Stuff takes way too long.
Too long.
Network TV, you're back the next fall. Like,
It's
you know how it works.
Bunch of horse poo.
Take so long?
Horse poo. So, is there anything else we wanted to touch on? I mean, I talked about the acting. You know, we love the dynamic between Fisk and wife Vanessa. And then there was the you know, like the Adam thing. What was it? Remember the prisoner? Oh man, well she murders him, and then And then he's holding him captive, having his like steak meal, and then he goes in there to beat the shit out of him, but he gives him a bat, and he's like, I know I'm gonna fuck you up, so it doesn't matter. And I was just like, yo, these people are twisted.
I love you so
much. And then like when they're sitting and they have
they
have the blood splatter on the wall, and it's just like, oh, it's such great art. That's why I said the face acting.
You prisoner? I'm turning you in.
Who?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, I was like, me? No.
I'm your partner, right? So if I saw you,
she was just like,
if you
honey,
had somebody like captive in that closet right there,
I love you. I can't believe you did this.
And look, I just murdered him for you.
God.
What?
And then at one point she tries to have him taken out, and then that doesn't work.
That was the episode before. Is that she literally sent the guy in there. And he's alone.
Yeah, that guy. He actually thought he was gonna take him out. That was the best part. I'm like, yeah, this guy actually thinks he's gonna take him out.
See, I murdered this guy. I cheated on you with.
I mean, you know, and then we had, you know, Murdoch and the therapist.
Yeah, but
she got annoying. She was too much too quick. And then it was just like, oh, okay. Yeah, we know how this is going to go. I didn't think she was going to make it. And then, you know what I didn't touch on? The villain, Muse.
Oh.
Okay? The serial killer, Muse. That was a good villain to throw in there. There was a lot of good stuff in this show. That's what I'm saying. A lot of good stuff. That whole dynamic thing was good. The fight scene, holy shit, the fight scene, my god. Especially when his grappling gun went through the shoulder and you saw it and he was like, get over here, Mortal Kombat style. Scorpion.
But even the episode before that, where you legit see him taking people's blood.
Oh yeah, taking out the blood and painting with it. That was White Tiger's niece. Yeah, when she. Oh man, I thought she was done. I thought she was done.
He did take out like
half of half that crap. Yo, and then that's when Daredevil put on the suit again, and that was intense.
That guy's lair. That's what I'm
so, yeah, it's a lair
of like murdered
victims and paintings and murals. Yeah, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. That was it was just like perfect for him to get back into. And then the intensity of him, like, that was the first time he put the costume on. And then when he had the fight scene later on in the season, oh yeah, no, for me, look, this season kicked ass. I liked it. You know, so that's why I'm like, when people try to really hate on this shit, I'm like, damn, you're really trying hard. Because this was enjoyable. Dark.
I'll tell you the one last thing that I liked.
Go.
Bringing Karen back to last.
Ah, good call. Yes. And I
kind of brought it back.
Were you a little nervous that they were gonna like somehow kill her in some dumbass way?
And then,
but they didn't.
You know, and then they're kind of showing you that she between her Punisher, and it's just like, okay, wait.
See, that's why we're still talking right now. We're still going back and we're missing stuff.
Yeah, no, and then she's gonna, you know, she's there helping him. Like, I'm gonna help you in the end, and no, you moron, you're hurt. You're not going to get murdered in there.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, Frank was already doing the same thing.
Same thing.
They're like working.
It was good storytelling.
I
think it's good storytelling for now.
Like I felt they were like from the beginning. Like you're like, oh, at some point they're gonna bring her back to some degree.
I didn't know how they would.
But it was like when she appeared, then you were like, oh no.
Oh, they're gonna kill her. She's
then,
next. Bullseye's out.
Yes, exactly what I was gonna say. And I'm like, oh god, he's gonna murder her now.
But we knew he would. But we also knew he was hired, so he's not trying to do that.
But I was just like, is that what's gonna happen, or Vanessa's gonna somehow kill her? Something was gonna like happen, and there were so many.
She pisses me off.
Yeah. So I don't know. That was but I hope she goes back there. So it kind of.
Yeah, I want everybody back. Everybody back. Everybody. So yeah, all right. I don't think we missed anything. I think that's it. All right. If not, you gotta drop some comments, right? You better.
What were your favorite parts?
Of the show I was talking about the whole time. Oh! It's been a while. She's like, yeah, what are your favorite parts? I'm like, that's the whole fucking thing that we just did. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's give our numbered score from the 1 out of 10. For me, I'm not gonna tell you yet. We're gonna ask Hope Productions, Kelsey, aka Wilson from Home Improvement. What's your score? 1 out of 10.
8.5.
Ooh, wee!
I'm still giving it room to grow.
Yeah, me too.
Because I haven't seen it all, and I'm not extremely happy with where, I don't want to end there, which obviously we're going to go.
Yeah, it's not gonna end there, but where they left it off, and there could have been more.
But at the same time, I think from the Netflix series, I think that they did a really great job. So
Okay.
that's where I'm going with that.
Good stuff. Okay. All right.
And on to
And for myself, the Irregular Neil, yes, what do I give it? I will give Daredevil Born Again Season 1 a 7.5 out of 10. I was gonna go actually a 7, but I'm like, no, there was a lot of action that I liked. There, like Kelsey's saying, there needs to be some growth, of course. I felt that it needed 2 more episodes just to give us a little more context. When you see where the finale left off, you were like, wow, he got shot, so he's not healing. So we're ending this in an interesting way. And like Kelsey said, we're gonna have to wait an entire year. Even though everybody can get all excited about set photos and that kind of nonsense, that's not exciting. What's exciting is watching the show. Yeah. So for me, a 7.5. And then for Kelsey, an 8.5. She went 8.5. She was almost at the 9. But she wants room for improvement. So do I. Action. I want a little more action. Maybe a little more work going in there. If we're gonna start, I also think that the court stuff should kind of be more of a background, but not too much of a background. But if we're gonna tie a story in, let's make sure the story really ties in to the end of the damn season. Don't you think? Right? I don't know. Food for thought. But anyway, don't forget to drop those comments, hit the like button, share this out to your friends. And don't forget to come take a ride on the irregular side, because why wouldn't you want to?